Trouble, stay away from my door. Trouble, stay away from my door. Trouble, come back, don't come around no more. Trouble, stay away from my door.
Hi there, good morning. How's it going? Today is Friday, January 31st, 2025. Currently 75 degrees Fahrenheit. That is 24 degrees Celsius. Got the rental car here, $50 US per day. Driving today from Matamata, where I stayed the past 2 nights, and then packed up and checked out this morning. Heading down to Rotorua. And then I have a hotel reserved at Lake Taupo, in the town of Taupo, and so there for the next 2 nights. I am driving 1 hour now from Matamata to Rotorua, and then it's another hour's drive from Rotorua to Lake Taupo. So not too much driving today, but I will be spending the day mostly exploring around Rotorua. There is a lot to see there. First things first, it is time for breakfast. I have a bag of goodies. Show you what I got. Kind of the usual stuff. We got the milk. We got the quiche, 2 different types of quiche. A chicken spinach and leftover veggie quiche from yesterday. And then a really good looking strawberry cheesecake. Look at that thing. Looks super tasty. And also a lemon coconut, not sure what you call it, cake-like thing. All of these were $6 New Zealand each, which is about $3.50 US. So going to munch and then keep on cruising. It is only about 15 minutes to something that I'm very excited to see. Hopefully we can see what I'm hoping that we can see. We'll find out when we get there. So the day is just beginning. Another beautiful, sunny summer's day in New Zealand, and it is going to be a very interesting and adventurous one. Here we go. So here you have the Agrodome, the ultimate farm experience. I guess agro is in agriculture, but I'm not going there. Looks like that is the ultimate experience right there. You get to hang out with some sheep. But just a couple of minutes
next right.
down the road here, is another animal experience.
In 200 meters, sharp left.
The fun begins here. Entry this way to the National Kiwi Hatchery. Referring, of course, to the kiwi bird, not the kiwi fruit. So the question is, will we be able to see a live and awake kiwi bird? Kiwis are nocturnal. They are active during the night and sleeping during the day. But I guess in some of these places they trick them with the lighting so that they are awake during the day. And I guess you can see and maybe touch them or whatever. So here is a picture of one. Let's find out how this works, what's going on, what we can see.
Like a transfer.
I see. How far away is it?
So use the car, that will be take 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I see. But there's just nothing possible to see now at all without a ticket.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
would you like go for tomorrow?
Tomorrow I will be in Taupo, so Yeah.
Are you gonna going to other city?
Other city?
Yeah.
Oh, possibly. There's other Kiwi hatcheries, huh?
So around the New Zealand, we have lost place. You can see the Kiwi bird.
Okay.
And we do have other place called Puia in Rotorua.
Oh, okay.
So they
So-
have like a tunnel house in there.
Okay. Te Puia.
Yeah, this one.
And you can see the Kiwi birds in person there also?
Yes. So it's like a tunnel house. So the Kiwi bird will be behind the screen.
I see.
Yes.
Okay, okay. I'll check that out then.
Yes, please.
All right. Thank you very much. Thanks. So it is something that has to be reserved in advance, kind of like the Hobbiton tour that I did yesterday and which I had reserved the day before. I just found out about this morning, so was just looking at things to see and do right around Rotorua. So also it sounds like it's a bit of a whole thing. You have to drive 10 minutes somewhere else. I am seeking to avoid any crowded, complicated tourist experiences anyways, and just want to more of be in nature. There are lakes. There is the Hell's Gate, it is called, the natural volcanic phenomenon, a geyser. So there is much more to see. I am really hoping that I will get the chance to see a Kiwi bird in the flesh, in the feathers. Well, I'm here in New Zealand. We'll find out. But she had mentioned something else, Te Puia. So let's see if that might be somewhere that I can just pop in and take a look. So we are now at one of the little towns on the lake, Lake Rotorua, which we will be seeing soon. Not sure what this town is called, but it's going to be a little bit of a drive, about 25 minutes to the next destination, which looks very, very interesting. Tahuna a Pukeko, Hamurana Lakefront Reserve. And there it is, Lake Rotorua. So Lake Rotorua is a volcanic crater created as a result of a volcanic eruption 240,000 years ago. And then it has erupted more recently, although still a long time ago, 25,000 years ago. So kind of the same idea as Crater Lake in Oregon, except that I don't know the depth, but just looking at it you can tell it isn't that deep. Crater Lake is ridiculously deep. And then also Crater Lake is more, up. You have to drive up a lot to get up to it. This is basically the same elevation as all of the surrounding countryside. And looks like we got some black swans out there. A pretty sight. So you can see the other side of the lake. A island there, also reminiscent of Crater Lake, which has Wizard Island in the middle of it. And so we're headed out this way another 15 minutes or so. Welcome to Hell's Gate, Tiki Tere. Hell's Gate is the only Maori-owned geothermal reserve in the Rotorua Taupo area. Because it is a place of significance to Maori, it has a carved gate, or waharoa, that reflects the special aspects of the area. We believe that by entering through the waharoa, our visitors obtain the protection of Rangataurere, our chief, from Rau Moko, the god of volcanic activity, depicted at the rear of the gateway. So here's the gateway into Hell's Gate. And it smells very unpleasant. Very strong sulfur smell. So it is a walk through here that he said takes an hour. I'm guessing that is going very slowly and making lots of stops. So let's see, it was 45 New Zealand, which is about $25 US. There you can see it bubbling away. What is happening under our feet? The Hell's Gate Geothermal Reserve was formed approximately 10,000 years ago when an ancient lake, which covered the whole area to a depth of 30 meters, drained to the sea over a 6-month period, creating the two present-day lakes of Rotorua and Rotoiti. So I've been mentioning that various places in New Zealand remind me of where I'm from in California. And here we go again, because Hell's Gate reminds me of Bumpus Hell in Lassen National Park, Northern California. Very similar geothermal mud pits bubbling, and the unpleasant smell. Baby Adam. It is a really weird smell. It isn't just straight sulfur like if you go to Sulphur Hot Springs. There's a bit of that. Well, here we have sulfur bath. But there's a mix of various other bizarre smells. So you wander out this way and then it comes back around and you end up back at the beginning there. Well, that was very interesting. It is only like about a 30-minute walk if you just kind of cruise. And so there is also the option, as you can see, of a hot springs experience. It's already hot out, so not going to do that. Going to continue to the next place.
In 400 meters, at the roundabout, continue straight to stay on State Highway 30.
So coming into the town of Rotorua on Lake Rotorua, you can see there, city center. Check this out, travels on land and water. 90-minute, 120-minute fully guided sightseeing tours. World War II landing craft. Hella cool vehicle there. So, there is a mild apocalypse going on which could affect my plans. Notice, light's not working. The power is out all over town and all through the surrounding area. And I am at 1/8 of a tank. Here's the car. And need to drive to Taupo, which is about 80 kilometers away. Now, I have a tour booked first. It's going to take an hour and a half. I will drive there in a couple of minutes. But if the power hasn't come back on, then I'm kind of stuck waiting because the gas stations can't pump gas without electricity. The machines don't work. I just stopped at one. So this is quite a huge impact on this town here. You can see, I mean, it is a full power outage unless you have a generator. The lights, how's it going? Yeah, I know. I can't fill my gas tank. Yeah, I need to drive to Taupo. Yeah. So the lights aren't even like flashing red, they're just nothing. And so I have a few minutes here. Actually, now I don't really have a few minutes. I need to drive back for my tour at 3 o'clock. But I saw this church and thought that I would show it. So I guess it's not a church. No cross on top. That is the Visitor Information Center. And not sure what this is. New Zealand gifts. Maybe some cultural events. Yeah, arts, culture, and mahi toi. Like an event facility or something. Anyways, it is time for me to get back to the car and get over to Puia for an hour-and-a-half tour. And then, fingers crossed, power back on when I get back so I can fill the tank. Otherwise, I am stuck hanging around, hoping they solve this problem today. Because I have a hotel reserved in Taupo for the next 2 nights, but I do not have enough gas to risk driving there. We'll see. Maybe there are some gas stations along the way. Anyways, I'll cross that bridge once I get to it. So Te Puia, geothermal wonder, Maori cultural center, world famous Pohutu geyser. It was $95 New Zealand, which is $50 US for a 90-minute tour.
So kia ora nau mai, haere mai, hello and welcome here to Te Puia, to New Zealand's Māori Arts and Crafts Institute and to the Whakarewarewa Geothermal Valley.
If you do have a brown wristband on this afternoon, you'll be joining the 3 o'clock guided tour with Moki's over here. She'll take you on a 90-minute guided tour through to see some of the great sites that we do have to offer you here at Puia. And now, unfortunately, the only place that you possibly won't see today is our Kiwi Conservation Centre, where we do have our Kiwi birds. As you can see, we do have a power outage that has gone right across Rotorua. So hopefully it will be back up and running before you finish your tour. If it's not, our park is open until 5:30 this afternoon. So you'll still have a bit of time to walk around after your guided tour, and hopefully you'll be able to make your way down there to see those Kiwi birds.
Make your way towards the fence over here. We'll just have a look at what's in front. We'll wait for everyone to come over. So with our guided tours that we do, we take you through to the geothermal valley, and we also take you up towards the Arts and Crafts Institution. As my cousin Morgan mentioned, we do have a big power outage at the moment, so we won't be going down to the Kiwi birds while we're on tour. But by the time the tour finishes, if the power has come back on, you're more than welcome to go back down to the Kiwis and visit them. Otherwise, the park is open till 5:30. As long as you keep your wristbands on, you will be able to walk around. So just find yourself a space wherever you like along here. Alright, everybody. Now, funny enough, this stop is actually one of the shortest stops along our tours. We won't be here for too long, but welcome to Ngā Mōkaya Koko. Welcome to the largest mud pool we have here in Te Puia. This mud pool is about 6 to 8 meters in depth, and it does have a temperature of about 90 degrees Celsius or 200 degrees Fahrenheit, so it is boiling hot. Now with this mud pool here, there are actually many uses of the mud. Surrounding the mud pool we have a lot of manuka trees. Now manuka is more commonly known as tea tree. So sometimes the tea tree oil, it will seep into the mud and it gives it medicinal healing properties. So in older times, our warriors would use the mud on any of their injuries, their scratches, their cuts or their bruises. What that would do, the heat from the mud, it would help to relieve a little bit of the pain, but because there's different minerals and oils inside, it would help to poultice the wounds or heal our warriors a little bit faster. That's why they used it back in days of old. We also use the mud in our local hospital for patients who have arthritis pains. The mud, it can just help with any of the pains in their joints, any muscle aches as well. So the mud therapy here is very popular. The main reason, the mud is all natural. The alternative is medicine, and sometimes when you take medicine, you get side effects. So our patients in Rotorua, they love to opt for our mud therapy option. We can offer full body sessions or smaller sessions for the hands and the feet. Within the mud, we have a mineral known as kaolin, which is a type of clay, and you find that in a lot of modern day beauty products. So we actually use this mud in the different spa resorts across our town, just for any of the skincare regimes to help with irritation, redness or blemishes that you might have on your face.
Biggest geyser in the southern hemisphere. Means constant splashing in Maori. 1 or 2 times every hour. It can shoot up to 30 meters. So, sounds like we just caught it, the view from up there, and now it's going down.
Like I mentioned up at the top, here at Te Puia we do have about 5 active geysers, but again only 2 of them erupt frequently. Those 2 main geysers which we saw at the very beginning of the tour, they're just situated on top of our terrace where all of the steam is coming from. Now where you see the mound of rocks, where you see most of the steam being released, that is where we have Pohitu. Now Pohitu is the largest geyser in the southern hemisphere. It's the 4th largest geyser in the world. So in a full eruption, it reaches heights of about 30 meters or roughly 100 feet.
So that creek is cold, and then you can see steam shooting up from various holes in the ground. So she said that you can lay down on this. It is quite hot.
If you feel the ones at the bottom, below it. Yeah, these ones down here. So this is the natural geothermal. This is the heat from the natural geothermal, and this is to compare the heat that comes from the sun. Heat from the sun, heat from the geothermal. Yeah. So if you guys would like to, you can sit down. It's a little bit warm at the moment, but if you go down that way, it cools off a little bit more.
That's just warm-ish. That is genuinely hot. Te Pupu and Te Hawata, fire from Hawaii. A long time ago, soon after Te Arawa high priest Gatorangi arrived in New Zealand, he climbed up Mount Tongariro on the volcanic plateau. It was freezing cold and he was close to death. He called for help from his two sisters who lived in his ancestral homeland of Hawaii. They sent Te Hawata and Te Pupu, who transformed into fire and sped under the earth towards him. They emerged from the ground at Wakari, White Island in the Bay of Plenty, and then on the mainland. There they created volcanoes, geysers, and hot pools wherever they surfaced. He was saved by the warmth of his sister's fire. This story partly explains the geological ring of fire that exists in the Pacific Rim. Oh, it's spurting up a bit there. So she was explaining that there's a local tribe that has lived on this land for a long time, and they still live in a village over there, and they use this as their swimming pool. It is heated, but only 35 degrees Celsius. That is like 95 Fahrenheit or something, so it's just like a heated pool. Such a surreal landscape. Tarawera fault line. When Mount Tarawera erupted in 1886, it created a rupture in the earth about 17 kilometers long. This rupture of the earth's crust can still be seen today. Mount Tarawera, which is about 50 kilometers from Rotorua, sits on fault lines which are part of the Ring of Fire, a belt of volcanoes and seismic activity which form a rim around the Pacific Ocean. So it's kind of spurting up a bit at the moment, but we have a train to catch. The Tuatara train going back up the hill. Good news, we got electricity. Yeah.
Probably would have a little backlights down.
I have an eighth of a tank. There was a sign that said 78 kilometers to Taupo, and on my dashboard it said I had 78 kilometers left.
Oh, no, what are you worried about?
Just that off chance you run out 2 kilometers beforehand.
No, they're very
Alright,
active.
everybody, make your way off the train on this side here. We're just gonna hang around, we're just gonna take some stuff off the vehicle before we continue with the tour. But if you want to, you can come up towards our fence line, take some photos of the meeting house here, and I'll let you know when we're finished setting up, okay? But again, if you want to go have a little look, you can in this area.
So the next part of the tour will be some kind of a cultural arts and crafts thing. $1981. There you go, electric light. Yay. I can drive to Taupo. Nice building, it's nice and cool in here. Storehouse. So a traditional storage space for food and other things, keeping it off the ground.
Alright everyone, so as we wait for all of our groups to join back up, just a little bit of information for you all. Now the institution that we are about to see, it is the New Zealand Māori Arts and Crafts Institution. It is very, very prestigious, but within the school we have 3 separate schools. We have a wood carving school, a stone and bone carving school, as well as a flax weaving school. Our institution was opened in 1963 through an Act of Parliament so that our people, we could carry on the traditions of our carving and weaving, passing it down to our next generation. That's why we have the institution here. Now all of our students who come into the institution, they come on a fully paid scholarship for around 2 to 3 years. Once they have graduated, they typically go back to the tribe that they are from to pass this knowledge down. But to apply to our schools, you do have to be over the age of 18. For this institution specifically, you must be of Māori descent. It doesn't matter how much Māori blood you have in you, as long as you can prove your lineage back to one of our ancestors, they'll take you in for consideration to be a part of the school. But it is a very low acceptance rate. Every year for each different school, we accept maybe 3 to 5 students maximum. The reason we accept such a little number is because it allows for one-on-one tutoring, as opposed to being in a big class of 30 and potentially not being able to give everyone enough time with the teacher. Yeah. I don't want to wear shorts or stainboards. So as we all come in, just feel free to spread out across the hand railing. We'll just wait for everyone to come up.
So this is the school. You have to be of Maori descent to be a student here. But it can be a small amount of Maori. Doesn't have to be 100%. And so this is the weaving school.
Alright everybody, so as we wait for everyone to come down, I'll just introduce you here. So welcome into the
Kiwi bird.
Welcome to our National Weaving School. Now in the school, our students will be studying for a 2-year period. They work with our New Zealand flags, what we call political nets, and they build these items you see around and above. Now if you haven't seen New Zealand flags before, just out the doors behind us, the ramp that we walked up to get inside of the building, we were surrounded by all of those green leafy plants. Those are the New Zealand flags out there, so that's what most of these pieces have made.
So this is the gallery where the finished pieces are displayed and for sale from the school. So I'm going to check on the geyser again, see if it happens to be erupting more intensely than before. Unfortunately, there is sad news about the kiwi birds. The kiwi enclosure closes at 4 o'clock. I thought that they had said that if the power came back on, then we would be able to go down to the kiwi enclosure and see the kiwi birds in person, but not the case, unfortunately. So the quest for a real live kiwi in New Zealand continues. What do we got?
Such as the one over there. Now, very similar to the house, the potty cleaning that we saw, in the traditional sense.
About the same as before, so that is the end of that tour. Going to fill up the tank before the power goes off again and get the journey going to Taupo Lake. Last thing, this is a very interesting map showing the movement of people around this part of the world. So the arrows showing which ways they were migrating, and so you can see from the Cook Islands they came to New Zealand around 700 to 800 years ago. So, full tank of gas. And look at that. I don't know what that is, but it sure looks like a nuclear power plant. There it says, "Stop biosecurity to prevent the spread of pests and disease. All visitors and contractors must wash your vehicle and sign in at office." But here it says Wairake Estate. So not sure what's going on there, but I'm on my way to Taupo, another 25 minutes down the road here. As you can see, classic farmland. So here we are at Lake Taupo, a beautiful sight. Just a few minutes away from my hotel. I'm ready to get checked in and chillax. Take a break and consider my plans for tomorrow. I might go to Tongariro Park tomorrow. If I've got the energy in me, we shall see. As I said, I'm here at the hotel for 2 nights, so I can do whatever I want tomorrow. There is lots to see around here. So many different geothermal sites and lakes. Lots of adventure activities. Rivers, hookah falls.
In 300 meters, at the roundabout, take the second exit and stay on Tongariro Street heading to Thermal Explorer Highway, Palmerston North.
Here is the town, or at least part of it. And here's the room. Double bed, bunk bed. I will definitely be using that one. So it is $115 per night, but that is New Zealand, so $65 US. Okay price, nice, clean, but as you can see, no bathroom. The bathroom is a shared bathroom down the hall. There's the women's, men's down there. All right, time for me to get off my legs and take a break for a bit here. Welcome to the Taupo Cosmopolitan Club, whatever that is. I am out on a wander going to the Pack and Save to grab a couple of things and then to a takeout restaurant to get dinner to eat back in the room. So far, Taupo is definitely looking like a typical kind of town. And it looks like Google has failed me. There was this place, Taupo's Bike Company, that said takeaway, but it's showing it as being like basically right where that little weird street cleaner vehicle is. In which case, what to do to get a nice, quick, tasty take-home meal in this very quiet town. Maybe something else up here. Okay, people have been telling me I need to try the pies, the savory pies. So, saw this gas station which was advertising them. Which one to try? Steak, jalapeno, and cheese? That sounds pretty good. American style buffalo chicken pie, bacon and egg, classic mince. What is mince? Forget. Alright, mission accomplished. I got the Angus steak, jalapeno cheese, and mince cheese. I guess mince must mean mince meat. I'm gonna find out. These things are heavy. 2 of them, so it was $12.40 New Zealand. That is about $7. So a nice affordable dinner here. They are nice and warm. Smell very good. All right, I am just beat. I woke up this morning with a little bit of a scratchy throat, and I'm feeling just a little bit on the verge of maybe getting sick, which would be unfortunate, especially since the plan was to go to Tongariro National Park tomorrow and do a big old hike. So I'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow. Something will happen. More coming from New Zealand. See ya. And quick taste update on the meat pies. Yeah, those things were good. I ate about half of each one. Very, very filling. The perfect temperature despite coming out of a, you know, whatever heated display case there. But they were good and hot, seemed fresh. Both tasted about the same, both beef, except that one has the jalapeno. That was really the main difference. But yeah, good stuff. I would go for that again. There's a fridge here, a full kitchen, communal kitchen. So I'll put these in there and maybe finish them off later. All right, now time to chillax.